Thank you. I'd like to introduce Andy Boyd, who will actually make the report. So, Andy.
Tom is the staff liaison for the Sustainable Environment Commission, and Andy Boyd is its chair.
Do I look like a chair?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for the opportunity to give you an update on what our commission's been up to over the last 6 months. One of the interesting things we did back in November is we had Paul Kimmel from Avista show up, and he talked to us about the smart meter pilot program that's going on over in Pullman, Washington. It really started with WSU, but it's also available to residents. And one of the neat things that they've got going on with that is it's a way that they're going to modernize the grid and make utilities more efficient. And the residents who sign up for that receive a free thermostat. And it also gives Avista the ability to control the thermostat remotely so that homes can be more energy efficient. So it kind of knows if people are home or not home, and it can adjust the temperatures or if it's getting too warm or whatever. So it's a neat program, and of course we asked if that's something that is going to be a broader program, and they said pretty much no. It's basically a pilot program that's going to be going on for 5 years, and after that 5 years they'll look at that and see how things went. But we thought that was a really neat program and something that would be advantageous to any community, not just Moscow. The only question that came up is there's an issue with wireless communications and some of the effects that they may have on human health, the radiation from those signals. He assured us that there was no issues with that, but there's other information that suggests otherwise. So that's something I think that over time we'll figure out if there's really an issue there or not. We also had discussions with the City Parks Department and Tom regarding the new bathroom facility at E-City Park. We were a big proponent of the flushless urinals. However, Tom Grunt, well, he was here earlier. But anyway, Tom, they decided to go with the low flow just based on several different factors, and the high use and some of the issues with the vandalism that sometimes seems to go on, even though we can't figure out why someone would want to vandalize our wonderful bathrooms. We've also been talking about the spraying issue, the crop dusters, and as far as health issues. The issue there would be is residents are on parks or if they're on the trail system and the crop duster comes by and kind of dusts them out. And so that's something that we've been looking into, and we're trying to figure out a good way that we may be able to let the community know when certain areas may be getting that, but those things aren't on a fixed schedule when they're out there doing their crop dusting, so we're kind of trying to figure out how to alert the public to when these types of occurrences are happening in areas that they may be recreating. We also did a co-sponsorship with the co-op on a movie at the co-op, or the movie at the Kenworthy called Enjoy Your Meal, that basically discussed the impacts of our food system and how just the meal you might have at your table may be coming from all over the world and how that impacts those local communities where those foods are being grown. And so we had a pretty good turnout. About 75 folks showed up for that, and so we considered that pretty good. We also had a free giveaway of local food products, and we also had an individual from the Soil Stewards come and talk about the advantages of local foods and why that's important to do that. We also had some information come to us from Tim Davis regarding the roll cart system. We didn't really have a whole lot of input on that in terms of what the city should do. We felt that Tim did a pretty good job of covering all the bases and also dealing with all the public comments that came in and trying to address the concerns of the citizenry there. So we thought that all went great. We gave some input to the council regarding the U.S. Highway 95. The new highway proposal. We're not sure where that's going to go yet, but we had some comments that we gave to the city that they put forth to the state. We've also been following the food policy group. They're a group of local growers that are trying to connect buyers, sellers, restaurant folks, and trying to promote the local food system. And they're looking to move towards some type of a food hub, a web-based food hub, to connect all these different growers and buyers. So when they get that a little more solidified, we're going to see if there's a way we can help spread the word on that and educate the citizenry again on the importance of local foods. Recently, we've done a pilot project at a couple of different events at the Hemp Fest. the Moscow Renaissance Fair. We're going to have, I should tell you what it is, the Zip to Water barrel. It's a barrel that provides potable water at large events. So the Renaissance Fair, for many years, they've been using bottled water, and they're always trying to figure out how we can get away from bottled water to single-use bottles. Although we are recycling those, they just rather not use them in the first place. So there's several different companies that have a water system that you can hook up to a potable water source, and it's a high-speed spigot so that you can fill up your own water bottle. So we had a lot of positive feedback on that. We're going to also have this at the Water Department's open house, and we're looking to also do maybe a couple of times down at the farmers market, and that's something that we may be trying to move forward with and see if that's something that the city would be interested in purchasing a few of those for larger events, also at recreation events and fields, things like that. And then finally, we've been working past couple of months regarding the stormwater system. As you know, the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, that's going to be coming down the pike here and affecting Moscow. So one of the things we want to try and avoid are some of the situations that Lewiston had or Coeur d'Alene had. And so actually our meeting this month, Les McDonald's going to be coming down talking about some of the things that they're looking to implement. And we're really interested in the educational component of that because everybody has a pretty big impact on how much water potentially gets into the stormwater system, and also just making sure we're acting appropriately in terms of what we're doing, like washing our cars or changing our oil, and how those things can affect the stormwater system. So those are some of the things we've been working on and are continuing to work on. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to entertain those. And again, thanks for the opportunity to update you.
You've been very busy, so thank
you're
you and
welcome.
all your colleagues on the Sustainable Environment Commission. It's a very important component of the city's commission system, and I think an excellent resource to interact with other departments and commissions around the city as well.
Oh, you're welcome. It's our pleasure. We enjoy doing it.
Good. Council members, any questions or comments for Andy?
Thank you.
Nobody. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate that.